The New York Jets sucks. Um, Now the Jets, very interesting, right? They brought in Aaron Rodgers this offseason, the big acquisition, quarterback Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers to the New York Jets. And there's questions about would he be able to handle New York? How would he react? He's played in, Green Bay for his whole career. Um, West Coast guy as well, so he hasn't really been out on the East Coast. This is a new type of media, new ball game, um, and we'll see how he handles it for the regular season. Now, the Jets, who last season were not the best team in the league, they finished um, last in the division, right? 7-10, missed the playoffs. We know the deal with that, but this is a new season, new team. They got a good wide receiver and Garrett Wilson, who has promising talent. He had 1,100 yards as a rookie with a crappy quarterback throwing him the football. And funny because I think Zach Wilson had 1,688 passing yards to lead the Jets, and his leading receiver was had 1,100 of those yards. So clearly, Garrett Wilson is getting a lot of action last year as a youngster. So Jets had one of the worst offenses in the league last year, despite the good performance from Wilson. But their defense was top five, right? They had a top five, number four rank in points allowed, and they were fourth ranked in yards allowed. So so now you add Aaron Rodgers to the mix, who will have this offense looking a lot better. But this is a growing improvement for the Jets. Now, 2 years ago, not last season, but the year before, they had the worst defense in football. So the defense is there. They got the defense to where they want it. The offense was still bad, but they have improved it by adding Aaron Rodgers. So, how many wins is Aaron Rodgers worth to the New York Jets this year? Now, every season is different, so you can't really try to say, well, since they won seven that year, and Rodgers is good for this amount. So if you add that, boom. No, you really can't say that because every season is different for every single team. And I will say that the Jets will have a better year, but my predictions is not going to be totally based off of what they did last year, even though they are making strides. I will say this though, their schedule is very, very favorable to them to have a big season. I think the schedule plus Aaron Rodgers is a very, very uh is going to be a big advantage for the Jets. I mean, they have one. They probably have one of the easiest schedules in football, which makes sense, being that they were a 7-win team the year before and they were last in the division. So let's go over the schedule and let's see where we will have the Jets. Now we did the Bills and the Patriots just for a little recap. We have the Patriots finishing 12-5, and we have the Buffalo Bills finishing 9-8. So those are the recaps so far. So where will the Jets fit in this mix in the AFC East? Let's get that started right now as we bring up the schedule here. And it looks like, as you can see, week one will be at September 11th at home on ABC, ESPN Plus, ESPN, at home on 9/11 to the Buffalo Bills, right? Week one. Now, I talked about this in the Bills preview. I think the Jets will have the advantage here. I think the Jets will win this game at home against the Bills, and they'll start off 1-0. I just think Aaron Rodgers, 9/11, the New York Jet fans are going to be loud. They're going to be ready, and the Bills is going to be too much for the Bills. Week two, though, when the Jets head out to Dallas to take on the Cowgirls in a week two matchup at Dallas, I think they're going to lose that one at Cowboy Stadium. Then they get week three at home hosting the New England Patriots. Mac Jones and that Patriots defense will come in, and I think they will beat the Jets. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Patriots pull it out, and the Jets will fall to 1-2. Now, it's 1-2. The New York media starts to chirp. Hey, what's going on? Is the Jets really this good, or are they not as good as we thought? They just lost to Dallas and then to New England back to back. The New York media, the newspapers, sports talk radio, uh, 98.7 ESPN is going to be chirping. Maybe the fan is the fan still going? Maybe, I don't know. But the fans are going to be going nuts. ESPN New York, and they're gonna say, "Hey, Rodgers, blah blah blah." Cause who knows? Maybe Rodgers is struggling. Maybe he's playing well. Maybe the defense is not playing as like they should, and maybe they're talking about coaches on the hot seat. Who knows, right? Because when you see a team that has Aaron Rodgers and the talent that they have on this roster, and you start off 1-2, the scapegoat will be the head coach, right? Because he's not. Who is he? He's been there. This will be his third season as head coach of the Jets. Robert Saley, I think his name is. And he's an easy guy, an easy scapegoat to remove if things don't go well. So, but then things do turn well going into week 4. Week 4, they host the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Because the reason why the fans are going to panic is going to be like, man, we got the Chiefs coming up. We can go 1-3. This is going to be bad. So the New York media is going to be going nuts. But guess what happens? Aaron Rodgers pulls out a big win. The Jets beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home to head to going into week 5 as a 500 ball club. Now, not where they really want to be. They probably thought maybe they'd be 4-1. 3-1. But they'll take 2-2. Then they got to go to Denver. They'll beat Denver, right? Now they're 3-2. So now things are looking up for the Jets. Here come the Jets. But now they are home to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles will come into MetLife and lose. So now the Jets are on a 3-game winning streak. The New York Jets are on fire. 3-game winning streak to start the season 4-2, headed to the game against the New York Giants on October 20. Wait, I went too fast. 3-game winning streak headed to the bye week. So now New York radio is kissing their ass. They're loving them. Hey, Rodgers, he's great. He's great. You know how New York fans are. 1 minute, they want you out of town. Next minute, they love you. So the Jets will be on a 3-game winning streak, 4-2 headed to the bye week. They get an early bye week before week 7. Then week 8 comes around. They're at home they play the Giants at the Giants. Giants is the home team in this scenario. They beat the Giants. That's right. So now the Jets are on a 4-game winning streak. 4-game winning streak. 5-2 on the year. Week 9, they got the Los Angeles Chargers. They beat the Chargers. Now there's the MVP talks for Aaron Rodgers. Is he MVP? The Jets are looking good. So now the Jets, going into week 10, they will be at this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-2. Right? They got that right? 4, 5, 6-2, headed to week 10 against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders. Now, you would think, the Jets are going to win this game. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Hottest team in football. But the Jets do what the Jets do best. They fuck it up. So the Jets will lose on ESPN Monday Night Football in front of the Monday night crowd at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. No, excuse me. Sunday Night Football, excuse me. Sunday Night Football, they're the big Sunday Night Football crowd in Las Vegas. They lose Then they'll lose again at Buffalo in week 11, right? And then they come back home. They'll beat the Miami Dolphins on Prime Video. If you have Amazon Prime, that's a 2 p.m. game or 3 p.m. game on a Friday. Wait, 3 p.m. on Friday? Wow. I don't know how they pulling that off. But I don't understand that. Unless is that one of those international games? No, that's a Friday game. Yeah, they're gonna beat the Dolphins. Then they got Atlanta. They're gonna beat the Atlanta Falcons. Then they're gonna beat the Houston Texans. They're gonna put up another 3-game winning streak. And then they'll go down to Miami in week 15, lose to the Dolphins. Then they get Washington and Cleveland back-to-back weeks, and weeks 16 and 17, they'll beat both of those teams. And then the big game, the game that may decide the division between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets for the division in Foxborough. That's right. For the division in Foxborough. And the Patriots pull it out. Week 18, Patriots win. They'll finish the year 12-5. Jets 11-6. And that's how the Jets regular season, will end, as they'll probably get a wild card spot. So let's recap. Jets 11-6 with 5-game winning streak at the early part of the season, the first half of the season. They'll have victories, big victories at home against Kansas City. That would be a big victory. At home against Philly would be another big victory. Also, these will be their big wins, but they'll feast on the schedule playing against the Falcons at home, the Texans at home. They'll take advantage of those two teams. Now, the Falcons could be pretty good, but I still gave the Jets the win there. But Houston will be bad, of course. And I think they will split with Miami. They'll get swept by New England. But the big win will be the Kansas City one and splitting with Buffalo. So this will turn the Jets season around, and the Jets have a favorable schedule here. So I think that the Jets will get 11 wins this year. I really didn't think that coming in because I hadn't seen the full schedule. I mean, I didn't know who we was going to play because of the divisions, obviously, but I didn't realize how bad the schedule is, how good it is for the Jets. So I had to readjust my thinking, but I still call them the Jets. Sucks, because that's just part of, the whole thing there. But the Jets will have a good year. 11-6. They'll finish second in the division as of right now. We still got the Miami Dolphins, but they will lose the division to the Patriots in week 18. That will be the final week of the season. That's how I predict things to happen. Now, if you're a Jet fan out there, you probably think I'm crazy. You probably think, hey, we're going to win the division. We're going to do this. Aaron Rodgers will be MVP candidate. He'll have a big year. And I think I'll see the Jets at 11 wins. Let us know in the comments what you think about that. Do you think the New York Jets are an 11-win team? Do you think they win more or less? Let us know.